Okay, so here I am one last time to give you one more aspect of the book that may interest you. I've given you an overview, I've given you some cute little stories, but what tangible things do I hope you will take away from this book? I'm going to read a couple of tips that I have for you, and I also want you to be aware that there are worksheets at the end of each chapter that help you work through everything step by step. Here's an example of the types of tips I include. This is tips to begin organizing your personal archives. If possible, set aside a space in your home for organization so that you can sit down to work at a moment's notice when you have some free time, rather than having a need to set up and clean up each time. Sounds perfectly simple, but not something we necessarily think about. Glance through your materials and take notes before you begin physical sorting of materials. Include observations about types of records, subjects, and dates. Evaluate what arrangement makes sense to you based on patterns you see in the material. Decide on a chronological, alphabetical, or in another organizational scheme. Keep common archive supplies on hand so that you have them when you need them. Order archives boxes and folders before physical organization work begins. And finally, when you begin physical sorting, if you feel overwhelmed by the amount of materials in front of you, set a timer. This was a handy tip from an organizational professional friend of mine. Try working for 15 minutes at a time, making it a goal to do a little every day. You don't have to sit down and make it a big everyday project of hours and hours of work. I am just looking for my, here we go. So here are some exercises in the electronic information section. Do you have any digital records in your home that you can no longer access? Questions at the end of the chapter. Consider if any of these files have valuable information that you should have a computer specialist attempt to recover for you. Number 2, take a look at the files on your computer. Have you created organized folders that are appropriate for holding logical groupings of records? How can your system be improved? Does your file structure adequately reflect how you work and what is important to you? Number 3, make a list of all the sites where you post information online. Should any of this information be backed up to another location for its safekeeping? So those are some of the tangible things that you can take away from this book, some of the straightforward questions and tips that will help you work through your personal papers. Oh, and there's a glossary at the end. So I think I've covered everything now, from the general ideas to the fun stories to the tips and exercises that really help nail it down and help you work through the whole thing. So thank you again for listening. I hope you find the book a valuable resource, and I hope to hear from you. If you do read it, please let me know what you think and if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.